My dad was a German immigrant. His parents only spoke German to him. And the kindergarten teacher made them memorize for the first night the Alfred Lloyd Tennyson, "Crannied in the crannied wall, I pluck you out of the crannies. If I knew what you were, one and all in all, I know what God and man is." And my dad always used to say that when we would backpack coming from California in the Sierras, or went to Yosemite or Sequoia or the Grand Tetons or any of the national parks. Whenever he saw a beautiful sight of nature, he would recite that poem. So I heard that poem my entire life. And over the years, it's just become a part of me. That became my hallmark teaching statement way back in UCLA days. And it was such a meaningful way to end a topic. And then for me, it always gave closure, because I was really talking about my dad. I said my dad was still with me. What does God and man mean to me? An appreciation that there is a magnificent power in this world, greater than we are ourselves, that there is an order, and that life is a miracle. At birth, at death, and it should be at the little events of every day. That's what it means to me. You would have thought I was going to be a lawyer. My parents, I was raised in the motion picture industry in Hollywood, California. My mom was head attorney for MGM Studios. My dad was head attorney for Universal Studios. The stars and starlets were at our home. They were part of our life. Marilyn Monroe, I mean, she would stop by the house. They were just regular people to me. So you would have thought I was going to be an attorney, but they tell me, my parents, that they converted the garage into a classroom, and I was teaching all my friends in our neighborhood to read before kindergarten. And they had a blackboard for me and little desks. And so I guess in my genome, I knew I was going to be a teacher and not an attorney. As soon as I entered graduate school, I started winning these teaching assistant awards. And I realized I had a gift to teach. Teaching was almost a religious experience for me. I felt I was leaving memories. I was, in my research, saving sight. It all seemed that it had an order to it. And I always taught for excellence. I was always the hardest. I always handed out the most Fs. The lowest practical, you guys know, the lowest practical grades, the hardest multiple choice questions, always big essays, practicals which bordered on the impossible. To prove that if you study hard, anyone can meet that level of excellence. I despise mediocrity. I considered the students here at Baylor my children, to guide, to teach, to watch them soar, to get them into the correct subspecialty, which would have been ophthalmology, ENT, or neurosurgery. No, whatever they wanted. I am told by these students that what I did up there in trying to teach a passion to learn, a passion for excellence, a passion to be a little different, to not worry about being a little different, a little eccentric. So many of the students are saying that's what I did. They remember that over and above the histology or cochlear implants. It seems at a higher level, and the word that's resounding currently from them is, my God, you taught me love, and you taught me compassion, and you taught me to be me and not be afraid of it. I had the most incredible wife, Marilyn. We were married for 40 years. She died of triple-negative breast cancer. That was my huge loss. She was my companion. She backed me in all the hours it took to study. She backed me in all the hours I would return here and write all night long with my clinical collaborator, Helen Mintz-Hittner. She was my companion, supporter, and she was a fabulous teacher herself. I don't think there was ever a time that I overcame her void, and I could take care of her as she was dying. And her strength, I guess, is what keeps me going now as I'm done. We just had a lot of fun together. We were just kind of soulmates. Oh, well, my grandson, I mean, he's the most incredible kid in the whole world. I think right now, he knows I'm sick. And how he tries to kiss away the boo-boos, but you can't kiss away death. And I think he realizes that. But reading him stories is unbelievable. Or picking him up at daycare, or watching him climb at the Children's Museum. Those moments we're carving out together are just precious. So I just wish I could watch what he's going to become as an adult. I have 2 fabulous kids, and it's coming home to roost in my dying hours. What could a father want more than kids to rally with him in the last hours? Well, I wasn't ever aware. This is what's so incredible. Here I know I'm dying. My time is so limited, and the outpouring of emails, telephone calls, students from 1981 saying, you remember when you did this, you kept me in medical school. My God, I'd never be an ophthalmologist. When I'm treating patients, I often hear your voice positively elegant in my brain. And that, to be able to hear those things and know that impact, I look at it as a tremendous blessing. How many people are lucky enough in their dying hours, as their strength is ebbing, to have so many thousands of students say, look how you impacted on my life, thanks a million. And I wasn't even aware I was doing it. I just thought that's just part of the job of a professor. And that's part of a job of being in a medical school where the students are so bright. Well, why wouldn't anyone want to interact and watch them soar and pick them up and push them together on momentary setbacks? So I think I didn't realize it, but now I've heard it and read it and been awarded it, and I'm still alive to process it. That is a pretty lucky life. I won't be able to tell them that life is positively elegant, but I hope that sense of awe as they look through the microscope will impact on them and change them to be more sensitive physicians. That's what I hope and pray. There's something about a histologic image. When it's very, very beautiful, it has to get to your heart, and then you have to say, there is a greater power than me in this world, and I think I'm coming closer to knowing what God and man is. I would hope that resonates around here for a long time.